One. Hello and good afternoon, and welcome to my Brabantse Pijl preview. I am delighted to be joined by Dimitri Peyskens of Varan Classic. Dimitri, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You are a new name for some people, having just made the transition to professional cycling this season. How has the first few months of the season been for you?
Actually, very good. I started the season in Marseillaise, and I had already very good sensations over there. And I continued with some good results in the Tour of Oman and the Home Classic. And now last week I did Volta Limburg, where I was seventh. So with the starting of, and I'm trying to do my best and continue to do some good results this year.
What have been the biggest differences you've noticed stepping up into the World Tour?
Well, I was on a continental level last year, so I did some pro races. But yeah, for me, it's a big difference to do pro races every week now. And I think it's only an advantage for me to make my engine a little bit bigger and to become stronger. And I think it's only an advantage for the next years. And
You mentioned the Tour of Oman, where you started really strong. You had a couple of top 20 results. Was that a confidence boost for you against some real kind of high quality cyclists?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I know I have some good test results, but in the past 3 years, I didn't have the big results on race that really suited me well, and I did some good results. So that was really. Also, I got a lot of confidence from the team over there. So that's also something that gives you a real boost. And when you can stand up and do some good results, that's even more fun.
Being a professional cyclist now, how has it changed your life on and off the bike?
In the past years, I was studying sports sciences, and actually, I'm still finishing my master degree. So I still have some a life besides cycling. So it's not all cycling, but it stays in the sport. So it's really fun to end that, and I'll always have something besides cycling to I have something where if cycling stops, I won't fall in a dark hole. So I have something for after my career. So that's really nice to have.
What type of rider do you see yourself becoming? You a kind of classics puncher type style, or something different?
That I think I have to find out a bit in the next few years. I always see myself as a strong rider who is really offensive and who tries to make a hard race. And I think the hard race. Actually, I'm an all-rounder. I can do races with cobbles, with small climbs, and in Oman I did races with long climbs too. So I think I have to see a bit what I'm working to, and maybe have to specialize at a certain point and not try to be all round, but just like try and do one thing very good instead of doing different things good and not.
You mentioned being an all-rounder, which clearly will help in Brabantse Pijl, a race that you know well. Talk me through the route. Where do you think are the important points?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah. Being an all-rounder will certainly help you in this race. Just talk me through where you think the important points of the race are.
I think the race really starts when we get to the local laps. That's there's like it's one climb after the other, and it's in fact the climbs are not so hard in itself, but it's the accumulation of the climbs that makes the race really hard, and it's you just have to fight for every climb and be in the front again, and that's I think the race is really hard because it's like the door is open in the back and not really the riders are like attacking from the front, but it's a real hard pace and it's really hard from the back, and I think it depends a bit on how the teams of the big guns are going to ride, but we can have a close race, but we can have a really an offensive race and some attacks from really far. So that's we'll have to wait a bit on how the peloton acts on the local laps.
And we've seen that before. We've seen sprints, breakaway wins. I think it's one of the reasons fans love this race is the unpredictability of it. You mentioned the climbs there. We've got Haggard, Herstraat, Holstede, Eskelderland, Skave. Those 5 climbs, you mentioned one after the other.
Yeah.
Some very narrow descents as well, and sharp corners. How is your descending?
It's okay. I know the descent's very good because it's in my region where I always train. So for me, it's I don't think there will be like real surprises. But yeah, indeed, there's like for the guys who do it the first time, there will be it's kind of a tricky circuit. So yeah, you always have to be. Actually, it's a Flemish race with some hills, so it's a good step up to the Ardennes Classic. So I think it's really good on the calendar.
There is a forecast for some wind tomorrow. The lap circuit is quite closed. There's not much open roads. Do you see the wind having any impact on the race?
I don't think on the local laps to like really break with the wind, but in the big lap before the local laps, it's there's a long line where the wind actually it's all open in the road always goes up and down. So I think if a team wants to make a break over there, then it could be breaking with the wind. But again, that's up to the how the teams are going to have their tactics and how they want to ride. So, but on the local laps, I think there's some like long lines where you can have the wind in like headwind before Eskelderlaan. Normally there it's headwind, so it's difficult to. If you're like one or two guys, it's difficult to stay in the front. We've seen that last year with Peter Wening. He was trying on his own. He was really strong on Holstede, but then on the long straight line, the peloton just came back and he had a very good punch, but in the end he didn't do a good result. So or not what he maybe could have done when he waited for the last climb. So it's always. That's the difficult part of that kind of race. You have to be attentive, but you don't have to be too nervous too. So, yeah, that's what makes it fun. So, we'll see.
Having teammates is obviously very important, particularly in this race where you can burn your teammates very fast. I've noticed in the last couple of editions, Orica last season tried to contain the whole race and ended with nobody left to support Matthews. In terms of your own team, you probably haven't had your team meeting yet, but I would imagine getting people in the break would be something that would be an aim.
Yeah, I think it's a race in Belgium. It's on television, so I think we will try to have somebody in the break, and then it's not our responsibility to carry the race, and I think we have a role of an underdog team, and we can try and slip in long breaks, like guys who are trying to anticipate, and we have maybe some guys who can wait for the final. We have a really good punch, so I think we have a little bit different cards to play, and that's it's good. I think we have a good team to do the race tomorrow.
And confidence in the team will be high after some recent victories.
Yeah, we started the season really, really well, and I think there's a good team spirit. Everybody does his job as asked, and the results follow, and it's really fun to work. Actually, it's working to work like that. So that's really good, and I think the team and the sponsors are really happy with the way we are riding. So we will just continue like this, and I think the results will keep following.
Now, you in your 1-star section, you have your teammate Justin Jules, who did take a win recently. He seems to be going very well just now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a compact sprinter who he just like is a type like Bettini. He just gets over the hills and he has a sprint. So that's the type of riders who can win a lot of races. And he already has 3 wins this year. So the team is very confident, and he's been showing that he can finish it. So that's something. Yeah, it's if you can finish it, the team will always have confidence in you, I think.
You also have former winner Ben Harmens and Tige Benoit as your 1-star riders. Benoit, who missed Paris-Roubaix, I think DNF'd in Flanders. I think he was very disappointed with that, but looks a strong outside candidate for this race.
Yeah, I think he's really explosive. It's like I said before, it's really the step up to the Ardennes. It's a Flemish race without the cobbles, with small climbs. So you have to be explosive, and that's why a lot of sprinters also can do results here. I know Tish from when I was in the under-23 team of Lotto. So I know his qualities, and I think he will be eager to do a good result here. And I think Hermans is a former winner, and he will be confident. I think you're always confident in the race you've won before, so I think he will be confident to do a good result.
I've gone for Christian Sabragli of Dimension Data, who is a very tough. I think it's almost an insult to call him a sprinter because he can climb so well, but he's fast. Sylvain Dile of BMC, and I've got one of your riders, Sonny Colbrelli, who you have as 2 stars, who's started the season incredibly well and was unfortunate here last season too. Mm-hmm. 2 stars you've got Tim Wellens, Colbrelli and Coquard. Wellens was on the attack last season. It should suit him, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think he's always attacking, and I think at one point or another it will work. So it will get rewarded. So I think he's preparing for the Ardennes too, and I think he will be wanting to do a good result here. Then Colbrelli did good Flemish races. He did a very good Tour of Flanders, against Wevelgem too. He won a stage in Paris-Nice. Last year, I think he was 5th or 6th in Brabantse Pijl. So it's really, I think, a race that should suit him. And with the form he has, I think he can do a good result. And Coquard, I raced against him in Sarthe, and I saw he had a good leg, so he took 2 stage wins. So that means he's got good legs. So I think he will be capable of doing good results.
I also have Wellens for the same reasons. He started the season so well, fallen away slightly, but will obviously be wanting to peak for the following kind of 10 days. I've got former winner Petar Vakoc only at 2 stars because his kind of build up to this season has not been as strong as last year. But last season he was so good in this race. And I've also gone for Simon Gerrans, who was looking okay over in Spain recently, and Orica bring a strong team to support a number of different options they have. 3 stars, you've got Vakoc, former winner, Gilbert, 2-time former winner, and Matthews.
Yeah, I think Vakoc, it's a race that really suits him. He's a real puncher. And I saw in Catalonia, he gave some good signs of form that is coming. And then he didn't do País Vasco. So I think he really wants to prepare the next races, and I think he will be good. Then Gilbert, he did almost the impossible in Flanders. So he's attacking from far, and I think he will try again from really far. He will not wait till the last lap. I think maybe 30 or 40k from the finish. That's the point where he will go. And Matthews did a really good time trial in País Vasco. I was surprised. So that means that I think he will be really good and wanting to win Amstel. So if you want to win Amstel, I think you have to be good on Wednesday too. And he also has a strong team to surround him. And the only thing is if Gilbert attacks from far and Matthews goes with him, I think he'll try to finish him earlier on and don't wait till the sprint. So that's a bit a thing we have to wait on how it's going to end.
I also have Gilbert. You mentioned his insane ride in Flanders, which was just so impressive. Controversially skipped Paris-Roubaix to prepare properly for the forthcoming few races. Clearly his form is very strong just now. Matthews also very strong over in Spain, and I've gone for Cocard. He seems to do really well here. You mentioned his 2-stage wins over in France recently. Form seems to be picking up very well. We also have some wildcard picks. So you've gone for Sandro Maurice.
Yeah.
Is that a rider you've ridden before with?
I've also been riding with him in the young category of Lotto. So and in the Circuit La Sarthe, he was also riding there, and he gave me like a really good impression. And I think he did Catalonia and some other races too, and he was really always attacking. So I think it's also a race who really suits him. He's really explosive. He was a former cyclocrossman, so it's also like efforts of 30 seconds, 1 minute, maximum 2 minutes. So that's really for guys who are strong and who can like do a real punch. So, and that's something that really suits him. So
I've gone for Dylan Teuns of BMC, a rider many know who burst onto the scene in 2014, but hasn't quite lived up to probably the expectations that other people have of him. He seems to be doing okay this season. BMC have a roster here which is open for riders to attack. In Belgium, what has the feeling been about Teuns over the last couple of seasons? He was such a good prospect in 2014. Are people wondering why he's maybe not kicked on? Or
I don't know. He did a real good Flash Wallon the first year he was riding. I think he did top 20 or top 15 maybe. So, but then it's really hard. In Belgium there's a lot of press. You immediately get a lot of pressure. So maybe it was too much pressure, but I'm not sure. But I think riders like him, they always end up by getting better and better. So I think by in Belgium, I don't know what the people are thinking about him, but I don't think the people in Belgium have to put a lot of pressure on the young guys. We all will also have a lot of older guys, and I think we're a bit too spoiled in Belgium too. So we're always expecting too much from everybody, and when you see there's a lot of guys from all over the world who are trying to be at the top of the world and to be world class, and it's not possible for a small country like Belgium to have 10 guys in the top 10 every time. So,
but the press do want that, don't they? They demand big results.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if you had to pick the winner of the race tomorrow, who would it be? Gilbert. See, I don't like picking the same as the guest, I now need to change. I will go Matthews, just because you've taken Gilbert. And what would a good day for yourself look like, Dimitri?
Well, I don't know what I really have to expect on this level. It's a or category race, but for it's like the same level as a World Tour race. If you see all the big teams and the big names, so I don't know what I'm capable of in the final. So maybe I'll have to try and anticipate and try to they've been attacking in the last few races from really far, so maybe that could work. But I'm not going to say top 20 or top 30, but I try to be as offensive as possible and try to be showing the jersey and making the fans proud over there. So.
And what's next for you after this race?
So now I'm Flash Brabantse, Brabantse Pijl. Then afterwards I'm doing Flash Wallon and Liège-Bastogne-Liège. And I end the first part of my season with Frankfurt. And then I take a little break and try to build up again for the second part of the season.
So just some small races then over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Dimitri, thank you very much for joining us today. I hope it goes well for you tomorrow. And best of luck for you and your team. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.